Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the second video of the HTML tutorial series. If you haven't watched the first video, I recommend you go watch that right now. Today I'll be going over some HTML basic examples from w3schools.com. I'm not sponsored by this website like I mentioned earlier. I think it's a great resource, however. Alright, so HTML documents. All HTML documents must start with the document type declaration. Let's open up Notepad again. So at the top of our document, we must have this tag or this line. The HTML document itself begins with an opening HTML tag and ends with a closing HTML tag. So let's do that as well. This is the opening tag and this is the closing tag, right? Everything within our HTML documents goes in between these two tags. The visible part of the HTML document is between the opening and closing body tags. So let's do that as well. Actually, I'm gonna open the head tag and close the head tag, and then open a body tag and close the body tag, right? So this is the basic structure that we learned in our previous video. Now today, I'll be going over some of the more basic examples. So if you can remember from the first video, HTML pages are made up of elements. What are elements? Every link, every heading, every button, those are all individual elements. So now another important thing that I want to mention is HTML documents are case insensitive. What that means is it does not matter if you use capital letters or lowercase letters inside your tags, right? So this is the same as this, okay? It won't make a difference in the browser. However, it is strongly recommended that you use the lowercase letters because there are certain guidelines we like to follow. But again, lowercase or uppercase letters do not matter within the tags. Okay, so now I'll be going over some basic things that you might or might not be familiar with. So if you remember from the last video, we created an H1 element, which is a heading element. So I'll be creating another H1 element in this document, and let's say this is H1. Now you might be delighted to find out that there are 5 other types of headings that you can use throughout your document. They are H through to H6, okay? So H2, this is H2. And I'll show you what all of these tags look like, right? This is H3. Actually, I'll just copy and paste these 3. And then make this H4, H5, and H6, and make this H4, H5, and H6. And don't forget the opening tags, H6, H5, and H4. Okay, so you have heading tags, 6 different heading tags, and they all serve a purpose. So let's save this document again. And remember, we created a folder on our desktop and we named it Web Tutorial Series. I'm going to save it right here. And I'll be calling it webpage3.html. Okay, don't forget the .html extension at the end, but you can name it whatever you want. Open it up and look at this. There are 6 different sizes. It gets smaller. So this is very helpful if you need headings of different sizes, right? Another important thing is, remember, headings do not go inside the head section. Head section is only for metadata, which is not displayed in your browser. Okay. So these are 6 different heading elements. Now let's talk about the paragraph element. Right, so it's represented using a P. Actually, I'll make this document full screen. So paragraphs are represented by the P tag. So open and close the P tag. And now we're going to learn about a new tag, which is the BR tag. So what the BR tag does is it creates a new line. So if we, inside the paragraph, if we type this is a line, and then if we put a BR tag and write this is another line and save this document, you can hit Control S, or you can go to File and click Save, reload the browser page, and you can see magic happened. We got two different lines, even though on our document it's in a single line. It's because of the BR tag. Now notice, instead of the BR tag, if we manually press the Enter key and then type this is a third line, hit Control S or save the document, reload the page, notice that the extra line that we manually put in did not work. So for that to work, you need to use the BR tag. Okay, so if you go over here and put the BR tag in, you don't need to close the BR tag, okay? And save it, reload the page, and now it is where we want it to be. Now let's talk about another not so commonly used tag, right? And that is the pre tag. Not a whole lot of web pages use this tag, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway. So open the pre tag and close the pre tag. What the pre tag does is it means pre-formatted text. And what a pre-formatted text is like we had this problem over here. We needed a BR tag to tell the browser that there's a new line, but using the pre tag, you can add extra spaces or enters without any BR tags. So I'll show you what I mean. So line 1, line 2, line 3, and then you can hit as many spaces as you like and type whatever you like, and everything within the pre-tag will be rendered as you formatted it, okay? So save this document, and look at this. You did not need to use any BR tags, and your extra spaces are also rendered. But again, this is not so commonly used in web pages, but I just thought you might find that interesting. All right, now let's talk about links. So every single web page has a lot of links, links to different parts of the same website or links to other websites. So how do we enter a link inside an HTML document? To do that, we use the A tag. So now let's talk about another very important part of every single web page, which are links, okay? Every single web page has links to different parts of the same website or different parts of the other websites. So how do we enter a link in our document? To do that, we use the A tag, okay? So it is a little different than all the other tags you're familiar with. So let's say we want to enter a link to this W3 Schools page, okay? So copy this link. You can hit Control-C or just copy it. And then go back to your Notepad document, and after you don't close the A tag yet, hit space and type href equals, then double quote, and within the double quotes you paste the link, right? And then you close the tag, and then this is the opening A tag, and then we need to close it. In between the opening and closing tags, we're gonna type in whatever we want. Okay, so I'm gonna type W3 Schools Basic Lesson HTML. Okay, whatever. All right, now I'll just hit Control Save and go back to Chrome and reload our web page. Okay, and you can see it says W3 Schools Basic Lesson HTML, just like we typed. And if you click on it, it takes you to the W3 Schools page, right? Pretty cool. All right, now let's do something a bit more fun, right? So I'll go to an image website and I'll search for, let's see, let's just find an image. These strawberries look good. So I'll click on it, and what I'm going to do is right click on this image, and I'm going to copy the image address, right? So right click, copy image address. And now let's put that image in our site. So in order to do that, we use the image tag, which is represented by img. And then it also needs a link. It has a slightly different way to do so. We put the source and double quote. And in between the quotes, we paste our link. Here it is. And that's it. You don't need to close an image tag because there's simply nothing you can write within an image, right? So simply hit Control S. And let us go back to our page, webpage3.html. And as you can see, that image of those beautiful looking strawberries are inside our web page right now. Now, let's go over another basic element. I know it kind of looks ugly right now, but I hope it's not too bad. Okay, so now let's put in, actually I'm going to separate it so it doesn't really matter. As you remember, extra enters, extra spaces do not really show in the browser. So now let's create a button. In order to create a button, it's very simple. You just open a button tag and close a button tag. And within the button tag, you write whatever you want. Click me and hit save. Go back to your page, reload, and go to the bottom, and the button's here. You can click on it. Right. I'm going to remove the image because it's really giant. So the button's right here. Now, if you want the button on another line, what you need to do is put a VR tag. Hit save. And the button goes down one line. Okay, now let's talk about lists. Okay, let's learn how to create lists. There are two types of lists. One is an unordered list, for which we use the UL tags. And then there are ordered lists, and you guessed it, we use the OL tags for ordered lists. Okay, now within these opening and closing list tags, we hit tab, and then we use the li tags to list our elements. So item 1, close the li tag, and this says it's a list item. Item 2, and let's create item 3. Copy this whole thing to our ordered list as well. And this is, we hit tab over here just so it looks much more cleaner, much more easier for somebody to read. Now hit save, go back to your document, and hit refresh. And as you can see, the unordered lists do not have a number to it. The ordered lists do. Okay, that's it for this video. That was the last thing on this page. Okay, so I hope you learned something new. Subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I'll see you on the next one.